You keep wondering why you don't get the same love you give, why the person you'd do anything for won't meet you halfway, why your care feels bottomless but theirs feels like a teaspoon. And here's the truth that's going to sting. It's not because they can't, it's because they don't need to in order to keep you. People give the minimum required to maintain the connection they want. And if they're giving you crumbs, it's because you've shown them you'll stay starving. You've mistaken your overgiving for love, but in reality, it's self-betrayal dressed as devotion. Because when you pour everything into someone who doesn't pour back, you're not being selfless. You're silently teaching them that your needs are optional. Maybe you grew up in a home where love was earned, where attention had to be chased, where you had to be good, helpful, forgiving, quiet. So now you're unconsciously recreating that same dynamic in your relationships, picking partners who feel just out of reach because deep down you believe love is supposed to hurt a little, supposed to be something you prove, not something you receive freely. And when they pull away, you give more. When they go cold, you warm them with your fire. When they withdraw, you chase, thinking you're fixing it, when in reality, you're confirming their power. You think you're showing them how valuable you are, but what you're really doing is removing all incentive for them to beat you or level. Because why would they? You're already doing both halves of the relationship. And here's the part no one likes to admit. Sometimes you choose people who are emotionally unavailable because a part of you is too. You tell yourself you want deep love, but the second someone actually offers it, you get uncomfortable. You find flaws, you push them away. Because real intimacy feels foreign compared to the addictive chaos you've normalized. It's safer to love someone you can't fully have, because then you never have to risk being fully seen. So you pick partners who mirror the wounds you never healed, and then you call it fate or chemistry or my type, when really it's just repetition, trauma on a loop. And here's where attachment theory cuts through the denial. If you have an anxious attachment, you'll overinvest to secure the bond, constantly scanning for signs of disconnection, desperate to soothe the anxiety that their inconsistency triggers. And the cruel twist is that this very overinvestment actually pushes secure, healthy people away, while keeping you locked to avoidant ones, because avoidant partners know you'll carry the weight they refuse to pick up. And if they're avoidant, they grew up equating closeness with danger or control. So the more you push for connection, the more they pull away. And instead of realizing you're incompatible, you double down, trying to convince them you were choosing, which just feeds their sense of control. And then you lie to yourself. They just show love differently. They're going through a lot. If I'm patient, they'll change. But months turn into years, and the only thing changing is you, becoming smaller, quieter, more desperate. Because here's the reality. Love isn't proven by how much it can tolerate. It's measured by mutual effort. And if they wanted to match your energy, they already would. You don't have to beg someone who's genuinely invested. You don't have to constantly explain that I love you to someone who actually cares. But if you keep accepting less, you'll keep getting less, because relationships operate on the law of standards. You either set them or they do. And if you don't, the dynamic will always tilt in favor of the one who values themselves more. So stop romanticizing imbalance. Stop thinking your unconditional love will inspire reciprocity. Stop playing savior. People who are perfectly capable of showing up, but choose not to. Start asking yourself why you stay. Is it hope? Fear of starting over? Fear no one else will want you? Or is it because deep down you've tied your worth to being chosen by the one person who refuses to fully choose you? That's not love. That's obsession with proving you're enough. And the proof you're waiting for will never come from them. It comes from you deciding that you are. And I know you think leaving will break you, but staying in a relationship where you are undervalued is breaking you every single day. Love that depletes you isn't love. It's slow erosion
self. So the hard truth, they're not going to wake up one day and suddenly become the partner you've been begging for. Why would they, when you've already shown them they don't have to? You teach people how to love you, but how to love you accept. If you want reciprocity, stop offering yourself to people who only want access to your energy without the responsibility of matching it. The gap between what you give and what you get isn't a mystery. It's the space to allow to exist because you're afraid to demand more. But you can close that gap not by changing them, but by choosing their self. Love isn't about losing yourself to keep someone else. It's about two whole people meeting in the middle. And until you believe you deserve that, you'll keep mistaking scraps for feasts and wondering why you're still starving.